Okay, so the second tool I want to share with you, which could make your life a little bit easier or greater ease during the quarantine and the lockdown, is also from Access Consciousness, and it is a question. Okay, and the question is, who does this belong to? Now, this one's going to require you to bypass your brain a little bit more than the others, but just like everything else, I've said, here's a tool, try it, see for yourself how it works, and if it works, use it, and if it doesn't, just ignore it. But again, these are tools that work for me all the time. So who does it belong to works on the premise that 98% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions do not belong to you. Now, I know that's going to sound really strange, and I'm going to give you a second to have that sink in. 98% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions do not belong to you. Your brain's going to go, I don't know what she's saying, but something inside of you will be like, I kind of always thought that. I don't always feel the way I think I should feel. So what it is that, I don't know about you, but I used to go to a mall and I used to come back in a foul mood, and I could never understand what that was. I always thought that maybe it was the lighting or it was too much noise. But what I realized is when I was around a lot of people, I would never feel really good. Now I have resolved that issue, but the way to do it is actually with this tool. What it says is, when we walk through the world, we are huge psychic receivers. We are more aware than we're willing to acknowledge. So what happens is we go through the world picking up other people's stuff. How often? I mean, are there people that you just sit with for 10 minutes and you feel great? Or there are places that you go that just give you the energy? Or a song will just shift you into high, or it can make you cry, or it can take you to low. What happens is everything has energy, and everything can change our reality. So we are constantly picking up other people's energy, and that includes thoughts, feelings, and emotions, okay? So when you are not feeling your best, okay? You know when you feel great. You know when everything's sort of light and easy and you're just coasting through it, and suddenly you're like in another space, or you're angry. And when it happens like suddenly as opposed to gradually, it's a really great way to know that it's not yours. So what this tool says is just ask, who does this belong to, okay? You're not necessarily looking for an answer. The way I do it, I say, who does this belong to? Return it to the sender. Who does this belong to? Return it to the sender. Who does this belong to? Return it to the sender. And I say it a couple of times, and I find that whatever I'm feeling tends to sort of get less, okay? Often, I would say most, is try it when you're stressed or harrowed. I do it even if I have a stomach ache or a headache, because what I'm aware of is almost nothing is mine. I'm just picking up stuff from other people. But right now, with everyone paranoid and nervous and fearful, you may actually naturally be okay with this. You're like, it's not that bad. We'll figure it out. But then someone's reading the news, and I look at my texts and I get palpitations, and I realize none of those palpitations are mine. They're the people who are sending the message. There's just so much fear in them that it sets in my stomach, and all I do is go, okay, who does this belong to? Return it to the sender. Who does this belong to? Return it to the sender. Now, if you're going to return it to the sender, please note that you never took it away from them. It's not like you took it and now you're giving it back. You're just acknowledging that it's not yours, and you're saying, here, go back to the sender. But what you can do to be kinder, is to say, return it to the sender with consciousness, okay? Which means when they have consciousness, that person may be able to look at that situation slightly differently and do something else with it. But for now, it was never yours, okay? And you are going to be much more valuable to the world without being the stress ball or the fear or the anxiety that is in the planet. So right now, you may want to look at your situation and ask this question, and if it lightens, you'll realize that the being you are hasn't bought into the fear, okay? And you can do this for anything. We're all stuck at home with our families. Your kid might be having a bad day. Your husband might be stressed about money. You are more valuable to the people around you when you are joyful, and you are the being you are. So I would say to you, and like I said, I've done it also for physical stuff. Like, what happens is, let's say someone walks into your room and you get a stomach ache, okay? And you're gonna go, oh gosh, I must have eaten something today. Oh, it's that. It could be that that person has a stomach ache. Your body just made you aware that they have a stomach ache and knows that you could help, but you never entertained the idea that it wasn't yours, okay? So that's like part 2 of this. But for thoughts and feelings and emotions that are not making you feel wonderful, if you pick up something wonderful from someone, you hang out with someone or you talk to someone and their energy lifts you, superb, keep it, because it might be the gift they are to you. But if their energy brings you down and you're not feeling your optimal, most likely you're not being you, okay? So when you go, who does this belong to? Sometimes a voice in your head will tell you who it is, just sometimes. But if it doesn't matter. As long as you return it to the sender, you will feel better. And like I said, you're not giving back to them something you took away. You're just being aware that it's not yours. And if you send it to them with consciousness, they may feel better. Again, it's an interesting tool. Play with it and let me know how it goes. Thank you.